if you're going to be sane, you have to be acceptable to, valued by, and in constant contact with a social group. And then you need to, if you're wise, select your social group carefully. I mean, this is why there were businessman organizations like the Rotary and the Kinsmen and so forth. And, we see their membership plummeting in recent years, but it was there because people were wise enough to understand that even if you had attained things, on your own as a solitary venture, an entrepreneur, that it was extremely useful to have a community around you.
It's not good that man be alone.
No. You look, here's how you stay sane. This is what sane means. Sane means that you are acceptable enough to other people so they tell you when you're stupid. Right, because if you have 20 people, well, that's exactly, you distribute the problem of your own sanity. That's right. Well, that's what marriage, in a huge part, the advantage of marriage is that your wife taps you back into position and vice versa. And all you have to do is be acceptable enough so she won't leave, and she'll continue to do that. Every single one of us is so complicated that we can't regulate ourselves. Like, you'll fall apart on your weakest side. But if you have people around you who are bolstering you, and those would be genuine friends, those are people who are pleased when good things happen to you and commiserate with you when bad things happen to you, right? They're there in good times and bad. And you know who your friends are, especially if you've gone through bad times. And it isn't that those friends in some ways are additions to your mental health. They are actually, without them, there's no way you can be mentally healthy. Any more than a kid with no friends can be a happy kid, right? The definition of a happy kid is one who's at the center of a well-functioning network of voluntary friends. There's no difference between that and setting up your life properly. That's why children set their lives up like that. They're doing that to practice becoming a fully functional adult. And so you need a network around you that's thriving and communicating. And then you're models for the young people in your community who are looking at a pathway forward that involves responsible citizenship instead of this idiot subjectivity that they're being conned into by the radicals. It's like, no, get out there and be responsible and productive and generous. That's a way to have a life. Get married, have some kids, start a business, do something productive, profitably, and then be intelligently generous. You'll have some meaning in your life. And then when those storms come, you'll have something to buttress you, some real relationships, some real accomplishments. That in your own life, the things that you've done well, that's what you've got when the storms come. And so you want to invite young people along for that, and you got to shed your foolish guilt in order to manage that.
Dr. Jordan Peterson, ladies and gentlemen.